Let's get some motivational gains today
Gains.
through discount therapy. What I need from you today is to open your mind to all perspectives. Before we begin this excerpt by Gary Bishop, even the ones that you may not be aware of. It's a thing, trust me. Set yourself up for this excerpt. Be as malleable as you can, be expansive as the universe, and as absorbing as possible. Do whatever it is that you need. It doesn't really matter what you do as long as you do something. I mean, you can go climb a tree. Let's begin.
Expecting the expected. What's really going on here? It's simple. You, like everyone else, are weighed down by expectation. I'm not talking about the usual kind of everyday expectations you're aware of. It's also not like we're literally saying to ourselves, I expect this, or I expected that, in a conscious way. It's something that's happening just below the surface, where you'll only see it if you take the time to look closely. No, I'm talking about the ugly, undermining, hidden and treacherous expectations that dwell in the wings and under the stage of your Broadway blockbuster. The kind of expectations you didn't even know you had until they came out of nowhere and blindsided you and sucked the air from your lungs. When you and I take on a life-changing project, we prepare for it from what we know. That includes items from our own experience, what we've read, heard, and imagined. We start to picture it in our minds. We research, we ask others for their opinions, and consume reams of information. We begin to assemble an idea of what this will look like and how we're going to get there. That image in our heads becomes the template from which we will work and plan. What we don't see is that we're also setting up a world of hidden expectations. The cracks and crevices hidden in the foundation of our best laid plans that can kill off a potential idea before it really gets going. In our business example, our budding entrepreneur didn't expect to lose his deal for product. And while losing that deal was bad enough, the interruption to his expectation was actually the biggest blow to his aspirations. How do you know if you have hidden expectations in your life? If you have places in your life where you experience disappointment, resentment, regret, suppression, anger, lethargy, essentially anywhere you are deflated or have some loss of your personal chutzpah or any other suppressive emotion, you have these expectations. Any place where you're just not yourself. If you look at these places long enough, you'll see the reality of that area of your life is in some way short of the scenario you had anticipated in your mind's eye. If you have upset in your marriage, you'll see a gap between your expectations of how it was supposed to be and how it in fact is. For others, it might be your finances, your weight loss, new job, etc. Your powerlessness is directly correlated to the gap between your hidden expectations and your reality. The greater the gap, the worse you'll actually feel. I read somewhere that the root cause of upset in marriage is unmet expectation. I think it goes out further, much further. I say the problem is expectation itself. I contend that the upsets strewn throughout your entire life are a product of thousands of unspoken or unrecognized expectations that cast a giant shadow across your life experience, causing great stress when you're trying to make life fit with your expectations, and great disappointment when life doesn't match up to them. Here's what else they do. They actually get in the way of our real lives, our real issues, and items that require attention. They're like a mirage that diverts us from our genuine power and clouds our ability to take pronounced, decisive action. In short, you end up working on your expectations and having life line up with them rather than taking the actions that would positively impact your situation. This sidetracking draws your power away from what's actually going to improve your life or accomplish your goal, down a pathway of no power, no results, and wasted time.
That was Gary Bishop, and my takeaway from this excerpt is that we very well may be ruining our lives by staying safe within our comfort zone and or our subconscious and conscious expectations that we set forth for ourselves in our lives, for our friends, our family, our relationships, our careers, spirituality. I mean, you name it. You have the life that you're willing to put up with. That is a quote by Gary Bishop, and it's in our stores now, shirtharmony.com. I apologize. I just started the shameless plugs before warning you about them. Normally, I warn you first. The rest of this video is going to be shameless plugs. The first one I would like to talk about is starting what I would like to call a podcast, where I bring you on, the viewer, and we just discuss something that's weighing on your mind. Um, it, it, I would like to theme it as devil's advocate, and we just rummage around and see how many perspectives we can find on the subject. And you know, as they say, perspective is everything. Thank you guys.
Get your inspirational woihoi at shirtharmony.com. Link in the description below. Check out my new book, Serve, the Rule Book, step-by-step rules for a fast execution on a new mindset. Link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back next week. See ya.
You only get better the more you do it. You couldn't even see me while I sung that. I do not apologize for being me. All right, we're going on to how your life is ruined. That sounds awful. Let's get some motivational gains today.